Hello guys, welcome back to part 3 of our Ping Pong game tutorial. In the last video, we create our bouncing ball and make it more smoothly across the screen. Now, it's time to add the paddle, the main player of our game. In this part, we create the paddle object and make it move up and down and ensure it stays inside the window. I will also show you how to prepare control for the player and later how to make an AI opponent paddle. So let's jump right in and start coding our paddle. Now we will going to create a paddle class. Right click in Ping Pong game Raylib.c++ and click the add new item. Choose the header file .h and change the header name into paddle.h. Click add. We will going to include the relief.h. Next is we're going to create the class paddle. Next is we're going to add public and private. In public, we're going to create a paddle constructor and we will going to put a value of it, a parameter. So first is we're going to be float position capital X, the X position of our paddle, and float position capital Y will be the position of X position of our paddle, and float width paddle, the width of our paddle, and float height of our paddle. Next is the speed of our paddle. It's going to be an integer. Speed Y and color, the color of our paddle. Next is we're going to create a two variable, the draw and the update. So first we're gonna create the draw. So void draw paddle. Next is void update paddle. Next is we're going to create a variable vector2 for the position of our paddle. And give up name position. And we're going to create a float variable, float window, sorry, with paddle. Will this will going to we pass in the value of the with paddle in the parameter in the constructor and the height paddle, and also the speed of our paddle. Speed y because we will only going to move the paddle in the y direction or up and down. So we're also going to include paddle the color of our paddle and put it in private. Now we're going to highlight the constructor and the function and create a paddle.cpp. So create a declaration definition. So our paddle.cpp is created. So we're going to Solution Explorer and find it. Now we find it, we're going to double click it. So now we will going to assign the variable we created in the parameter of our paddle. So first is going to be the position. The vector position is equal to position capital X and position capital Y. Position capital Y. So don't forget the semicolon. Now the next is going to be wind the width of our paddle. So the paddle variable we created, we're going to assign it to the width paddle of our constructor. So the next is going to be the height paddle. Next is the speed in the color. Speed y is equal to speed. Finally, color paddle is equal to color paddle. Now, after that, we will going to draw the paddle in draw paddle. So we will going to the paddle. I draw paddle and type draw rectangle rounded. So we're gonna put roundness in the edge of the four edge of the our paddle. We're going to put a roundness. So first is we're going to add the position and height of our width and height of our paddle. So rectangle position dot x and position dot y, and the width of our paddle, the width paddle and height paddle. Next is will going to be the roundness of our paddle. So the roundness of our paddle is going to be 0.9. That will be the roundness in the edge of our paddle. The segment, we're gonna put it into 0, and the color is I'm gonna put it paddle color. So we're going to go back to the paddle.h and create another function. So in private, we're going to create a void paddle move. This this function where we're going to put our movement. So we're going to create a declaration in paddle.cpp. Now we're going to put a condition if is key down, put a value key up. It's mean if we click the up arrow of our keyboard, the paddle will go upward. So we put position dot x minus equal, oh I'm sorry, position dot y minus equal speed x, sorry, speed y. Next is we're going to put another condition, and the other condition is going to be the down arrow of our keyboard. If we click the down arrow of our keyboard, the paddle will go down. So it's going to be is key down, key down, position that y plus and equal speed y. Now our movement is done. We will going to copy and paste it in our update function, the update paddle. Don't forget the semicolon, and we're going to go back to paddle.h and create another paddle, uh, sorry, another function. It's going to be paddle limit move. We're going to limit the movement of our paddle so the paddle will not go outside in the window. So we're going to create a paddle.cpp function of paddle limit move. So gonna add a condition to limit the movement of our paddle in downside of our window. So the paddle won't go outside in the downside of our window. So it's going to be position that y plus height paddle is greater and equal to grid skin or grid screen height. The green screen height is the total height of our window. So we're gonna put position dot y is equal to grid screen height minus height. So our paddle will always stop in the last part of or the done part of our window and will not go outside. And we were going to create another condition to limit the movement of our window in the upper side of our or to put a limit in our paddle to in the upper side of our window. So position dot x dot y, sorry, position dot y is lesser than equal to 1. Oh, we need to change the symbol. So we're gonna put it lesser equal. First is we're gonna put position dot y is equal to 1. So next is we're going to change the sign because it's wrong. So we're gonna put it lesser. So it's done. The condition is already done. So we're going to copy the paddle limit function and paste it in the update of our paddle. So it's done. Next is we're going to include the paddle in the main program, the paddle class, paddle.h. Now we're going to create so we're gonna create a paddle object called small letter paddle, and the paddle constructor we're gonna put the value of our paddle constructor, the position x of our paddle will going to be window window width minus 120, and we're going to put the paddle bit the middle of the window. So the middle in the right side of our window. So we're gonna put window height is window height divide 2, and minus 120, and we're gonna also put the value of the width of our paddle is going to be 25, and the value of the height of our paddle is going to be 120, and the speed of our paddle is going to be 9, and the color is blue, so our paddle is going to be blue. Now we will going to call the draw paddle function. So we're gonna type the paddle object dot draw paddle function, and we're also going to call the update paddle function. Don't forget the semicolon. So it's done. So we can run it now. Click play. Now we already created our paddle and we can move it up and downward, but the ball don't bounce in the paddle. It's only pass through. So we need to fix it and make the ball bounce in the paddle. So downside in downside in the clear background, we gonna create a if condition and put a check collision circle rig, and we're going to add the vector position of our ball. So the paddle can detect our position position of our ball, and we also going to put the radius of our ball, the ball radius. So we're gonna type ball dot radius, and also don't forget the position and the width and the height of our paddle. So we're gonna put rectangle and add the position of our paddle and the width and height. So position or paddle dot position dot x dot x paddle position dot y. Next is going to be the width of our paddle. It's going to be paddle dot width paddle, and the last is going to be the paddle dot height of our paddle. Now it's done. We're going to put open in curly braces and add ball dot speed x is, or ball dot speed x times equal -1. It's mean if the ball collide into a paddle, the ball will bounce in the left side. So it's our program is done, so we're gonna try it and hit play. So we're gonna wait. Now we're gonna taste it. So right, you can see our paddle can bounce the ball can and the ball is already bouncing in the paddle. Now we successfully created the paddle of our ping pong game. That's for this video. If you see this video helpful to you, please consider subscribing and so you can not miss my fourth video. So we're going to create a AI paddle next time in the fourth video. Thank you for watching and goodbye. See you next time.